2K Sports brings you Thursday night in the NBA. And tonight, we've got the Minnesota Timberwolves playing against the Detroit Pistons here in Little Caesars Arena. This is Brian Anderson at the table with basketball royalty, Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg, Allie LaForce, our reporter. Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. Randall and Gobert are in the middle. DiVincenzo and Edwards are the backcourt, and it's Dosunmu in at the three. Here's Jenkins during the screen. Second chance shot. Jenkins' shot is good.
And that's exactly how you attack length. I love how he doesn't lack assertiveness.
That's well done there. I mean, don't even give him a chance to get to the block. Get in tight and finish at the rim.
Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
Excellent mobility right there. I like when Gobert rolls to the rim with that aggression.
Here's Jenkins. DiVincenzo covering. Pass to Thompson. Randall against Harris. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Gobert. Here's the break. Here's DiVincenzo. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Boy, quick reaction there by Gobert. You can't afford to be careless with the ball around a talented, long, forceful defender.
Well, you need a real big-time star to win in this league. And Grant, the Pistons have that in Cade Cunningham.
Oh, my, B.A. It took until year 4 for him to really break through. Already a player who can impact the game in so many ways, but when his numbers go up across the board, that's doing something special.
Now here's Edwards. Oh, my goodness!
Disrespectful.
Watch out now. Look out below. Edwards rising to the rafters.
How about that elevated look on the AT&T Connected Cam? The Pistons have gone 1 for 3 so far. Harris outside. About 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Fires top of the key. The offensive rebound. For 3, Robinson gets the 3 to fall.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. DiVincenzo, pass to Edwards. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Edwards has gotten his second bucket.
I love the execution we are seeing thus far. 4 shots and 4 makes.
Pass to Duren. Here's Robinson. Harris on the wing. Checked by Randall. Harris against Randall. Harris misses.
It's been that kind of quarter for him. The shot has just been unreliable.
It's Edwards on the wing. Randall outside. Out to DiVincenzo. 4-3. Perfect night so far. 2 for 2.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Here's Jenkins. DiVincenzo covering. Thompson with it. Still no points. Pass to Robinson. Now here's Duren. That shot is off. Good D by Gobert. Here's Minnesota. They're on an 11-3 run. Edwards for 3. The rebound by Detroit. They put up a nice win against Toronto last time out.
They were lights out from beyond the arc, and they spaced the floor beautifully in that one.
There's all kind of talk in the game today about stretching the floor, because when you do that, everything else just becomes a little easier.
Now here's Dosunmu. He picked up 18 points in their last win against the Mavericks in Dallas. Count it. Good. 6 points for Anthony Edwards.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
Here's Jenkins. DiVincenzo covering. Harris outside. Robinson on the wing. Detroit moving the ball around. The three. Out to Thompson. Driving to the basket. Pass to Duren. Another shot. And that's 2 points on the layup.
He's a potent mix of effort and ability. Hard to shut down a player of his caliber.
The Timberwolves lead by 6. Outside, DiVincenzo. Randall outside. Can't hit from in close.
Got what he wanted, but then blew the lay-in. He tricked that one.
Pass to Jenkins. Harris outside. Here's Jenkins. Lets it fly. Robinson can't hit.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Great teamwork on that drive, punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Here's Thompson, following the score by Minnesota. Soft touch off the glass. Clark heading into the postseason. Some teams have bet it all on star power, while others have bet on chemistry.
Hey, I think continuity and chemistry are really the most important components to winning the championship because every team in the league has talent. Some have more talent or more superstar talent, but you've got to have a chemistry, a continuity, a connectedness that helps you work through the tough spots in the season and certainly in the playoffs.
Counted.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flow and rhythm to their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possession.
Here's Jenkins. Against Toronto, he was really on his game. Out to Harris. Robinson on the wing. Thompson outside. From deep. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. Gobert's got his 5th rebound in this one. And keeping us updated from the sidelines, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Brian. The Timberwolves coach, Chris Finch, said, "We're a team based on movement, cutting, and fluidity. That burden also falls on Anthony Edwards to move and accommodate his teammates. For his part, Ant said his focus is being what the team needs me to be, a leader by example, and showing them that I'm coachable." Back to you guys.
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust.
Get up, get up, get up, and start making some noise. Here they come. Your Pistons dancing.
And Minnesota will go for a different look here. Naz Reid's checked in for Gobert. Anderson comes in for Julius Randle. Clark is checked in for DeSumo. And Mike Conley is subbed in for DiVincenzo. Here's Jenkins. His stats right now averaging 9 points a game. Jacks up a 3. Duren. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You have to put a body on Duren. He's quick, he's athletic, and he has that 7'5" wingspan.
To the paint. Oh, stolen by Harris. Thompson outside. Pass to Harris. Thompson with a screen. To the inside. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Flying high, Asar Thompson. I wish I still had hops like that.
Anderson passes to Reid. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, you got to be impressed with how selfless they've been so far. Their passing has been simply outstanding.
Something else they're doing well tonight, guys, lots of points in the paint. Something to continue to keep our eye on.
First free throw is good.
And every season, it seems, Reed takes another step forward in adding to his game, and that's a testament to his strong work ethic.
Green's checked in for Detroit. Sasser comes in for Jenkins. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Highland, he's checked in for Anthony Edwards. And so Reed nails them both. And Grant, this defense of the Timberwolves, one of the league's stingiest.
Well, if you look up and down their lineup, not many weak links for opponents to target. And then, of course, you've got four-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, on that back line. BA, they're tough.
Now here's Anderson. And stolen by Green. Pass to Sasser. And here is Thompson. Now Duren. And he also played a big role in their last game with Toronto. 3 on the clock. Sasser can't hit. The Timberwolves lead by 9. Conley looking for an opening. Outside, Highland. Anderson with a screen on Thompson. Highland against Thompson. Shot from the wing. Highland misses.
Soft defense in that mid-range area, but they got away with it this time.
Pass to Harris. Back to Sasser. And the shot is good. Harris making the play.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Now here's Conley. No made baskets yet. Outside, Anderson. Outside Reed. Fires the 3. And it's Harris with the rebound.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Pass to Thompson. Detroit moving the ball around. It's stolen by Highland. Inside, Anderson passes to Highland. Reed a screen on Harris. Here's Highland. Three-pointer, no good. Pistons trail by 7. 1:07 left to play in the first quarter. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention.
You know, the question is, do you leave him in? A third foul this early could spell trouble.
And some changes here for Detroit. Reed's checked in for Duren. Holland comes in for Harris. And Herter's subbed in for Thompson. Julius Randle's checked in for Minnesota. Now here's Highland. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Dallas. Down low. Randle, the pass to Reed. Outside Conley. Minnesota needs to get off a shot. Reed can't hit. Detroit has gone 1 of 4 from deep. Pass to Sasser. It's Reed, high post. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Naz Reid. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
27 seconds left in the first quarter here. Sasser outside. 5 to shoot. And stolen by Clark.
It's been a comedy of errors for them so far. They just can't hold on to the ball here in the first half.
Now here's Randle. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Shoots over Holland. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. Getting lots of great looks, shooting it well. That's why they're up. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And when you consider how Minnesota is doing, guys, your thoughts?
Simply put, they look totally fearless on the defensive end.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
On the court for Minnesota. Randall at power forward with Reed at center. Bones Highland out there with Mike Conley. And it's Clark in at small forward. Now here's Sasser. Pass to Holland. Back to Sasser. It's Herder on the wing. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Pistons trail by 7. Sasser outside. Green, a screen to the middle. And it's hammered home by Green.
He's just an aggressive finisher there inside.
Hey, when you got bounce like that, you feel like you can take on anybody.
Fellas, that's exactly why they look to get him the ball around the rim. I mean, it's either a dunk or free throws every time.
Devontae Green.
One shot.
Shooting 1.
Free throw good. Green. The role of the big man has evolved over the years. What's been the most noticeable change to you, Clark?
BA, and it's not just the big man. I just think the overall athleticism of all of the players, certainly the big guys, stand out because they're now taking the ball rack to rack. They can go in traffic with the dribble. They're more mobile on defense because defenses switch a lot now. I mean, it's not all about being in the paint just because you're a big guy. They play all over the place.
And it's Detroit with the ball, following the score by Minnesota. Herder can't hit.
Defensively, you pick your poison. That time, they gambled off the right guy.
Highland misses. Pistons trail by 6. Sasser outside. Pass to Green. And here's Herder. And here's Sasser. He's guarded by Conley. Now here's Highland. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Let's go with a 3. The rebound by Detroit.
Yeah, you know, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Here's Holland. Clark covers. Unloads from 13. Will not go. Misses off the front iron. And so Conley will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've led by as many as 11. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second. Randall outside. Launches a 3. Yes. Great play by Conley to set it up. Randall's got 5 points.
Boy, they are fearless from the arc, and that's helping them protect this lead.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. And some changes here for Detroit. Jalen Duren, he's checked in for Reed. Robinson comes in for Herder. Jenkins comes in for Sasser. Shannon's checked in for Minnesota. Three minutes of action thus far in the second. Pass to Jenkins. Clark against Robinson. And there's the foul. It'll go on Julius Randle. That's his first foul of the game. And Clark with the landmark decisions opening the door to NIL revenue for athletes in college and even in high school. It's the wild, wild west for amateur basketball.
There's no question the landscape is chaotic, dizzying even, but they deserve a slice of that pie, and this is a long time coming. Kids have an opportunity to leverage their talent to get paid right now, and in some cases begin the process of creating generational wealth before they even become of age to vote. That's a pretty powerful combination.
Now here's Edwards, and out of bounds. Detroit will have it. All right, a moment to check out some numbers for him. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Outside, Green. Here's Robinson. And again, no good by Detroit. The Timberwolves lead by 9. And now we have a minute here to take a look at which teams are playing the toughest defense. In the third spot, Detroit.
Where this team really makes an impact is on the defensive end. They're a unified front that doesn't make it easy at all to find open looks.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Wolves still seeking their first title, Clark.
Yep, the Lakers won 5 championships when they played in Minneapolis, BA, way in the day. The Timberwolves joined the league in 1989, and they're still trying to bring another basketball title to the city.
The Pistons making a switch here. Reed's checked in. And so he makes both from the line. Pistons trail by 11. Here's Jenkins. Pass to Robinson. Now here's Duren. Reed defending. Here's Holland. 6 to shoot. Duren in the high post. And he gets that one. Duren's got 6.
They're going to work inside. I like how confident Jalen is from this area.
Inside, here's Randall. Excellent D there from Reed. For Detroit, they've gone 3 for 7 here in the second quarter. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Naz Reid. That'll be a second foul of the game.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Thompson, he's checked in for Reed. The Timberwolves also with a sub. Desumu's checked in. Now here's Duren. 6 points for him. Thompson outside. Duren up top. Thompson finds Duren. Just 5 to shoot. Detroit needs to get off a shot. He shoots again. And he takes it up and lays it in. Duren's got 4 points in the quarter.
Second chance points are always painful. Have to make the effort to box out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating, I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
Now here's Edwards. 9 points in the game. Thompson with a steal. Pass to Jenkins. Thompson scanning the floor. To the paint. And the dunk by Duren.
What he lacks in height, he certainly makes up for with his bounce.
And so it's Conley who brings up the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've led by as many as 11. They come into this one having outplayed the Mavericks last time out.
And it's just so hard to stop them when they're scoring at that level. They were efficient and didn't let up at all.
Well, it's really hard to stop them when they're in a groove offensively, and they were in a comfort zone all game long in that one.
Desumu. The rebound by Detroit. Duren's got 4 rebounds in the game. Pistons trail by 5. Here's Robinson, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a 3-point play here.
The execution has been better lately. But do they have enough energy to pull it off?
This game was in danger of getting away from them. They've made a nice push to keep it close.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. And Minnesota with some changes. Gobert's checked in for Reed, and it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Conley. And Minnesota with possession here. And here's Randall. 5 points in the game. Gobert with a screen on Robinson. Down low. It's tipped. Duran with it. And it's Gobert picking him up. Thompson outside. And with 3 games remaining in the regular season, here's how the East stacks up. Taking a look at Detroit, this season has been an absolute dream for them. They're currently at #1 as the postseason approaches.
Well, I think for the Pistons, they've really set the standard in their conference, on track to claim home court advantage in the playoffs. They feel this is their year, and you know what? They may be right.
Tobias Harris checked in for Detroit. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Anthony Edwards keeps a tight circle. He said, I've known my whole crew since I was 13, and that's the answer to everything. And the crew includes those voices of wisdom, too. He said, quote, I keep those types of friends around. I'm not the type that always listens, but I'll listen to my elders. Back over to you, Brian.
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Duran, the screen. For 3, Robinson. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Gobert's got 6 rebounds here tonight. DiVincenzo, pass to Randall. Now Edwards. Clock at 6. Good work defensively by Robinson. Pistons trail by 5. Here's Jenkins. Outside Robinson. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Randall, the pass to Edwards. Over Robinson. Edwards can't get that one to fall. Detroit has gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. Thompson, a screen on DiVincenzo. Outside Robinson. Pass to Thompson. Duran, the screen. Here's the 3. They get it back. And down it goes. 2 points. Duran's got 12 points in the game. And so it's Minnesota with it. 3-point lead. And Chris Finch wants a timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup.
And there's nothing more frustrating for a coach than seeing his team giving up a bunch of second chance points. That's going to be the main topic during this timeout.
Nas Reed checked in for Julius Randle.
Minnesota substitution, number 11, Nas Reed.
DiVincenzo finds Reed. Edwards, the pass to Reed. Yes, and it's Edwards picking up the assist. Edwards got 3 assists in the game.
Looking more confident offensively. I think he's starting to find a groove.
Now here's Thompson, providing this team some offensive stability. A little over 10 points a game. Robinson for 3. Edwards pulls it in.
He hasn't been able to find his touch this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
Oh boy, look at the quickness to create space. Edwards puts defenders right on their heels.
Pass to Thompson. And there's the screen. Outside Robinson. Lets the 3 fly. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. Gobert's got rebound number 7 tonight. Many players have size. So what makes Rudy Gobert such a good interior defender, Clark?
Well, size is part of it, clearly, B.A., but timing is the big thing, and then awareness, recognition of what the situations are and being able to adjust your body position accordingly, and then anticipation. I mean, timing and anticipation, awareness, those are the things that make really good defenders.
Here's Thompson following the 3-pointer by Minnesota. Duran, no good. And here's Minnesota now. Big run right now for him, 11-2. Pass to Reed. For three, DiVincenzo. And again, it's Minnesota with a three.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. Boy, you got to like what we're seeing from Anthony Edwards.
Well, you know, he's destroying them right now, guys. This defense has to make an adjustment to try and cool them off.
Everybody, it's the Pistons push squad.
4th and 3-point field goal percentage, and they're among the top 5 teams in second chance scoring. I like the attitude of this team. They play hard, willing to do the dirty work down low.
And many of the turnovers they cause are a direct result of their terrific ball pressure. These guys just get up in your shirt. A minute 53 left in the half. Reed against Harris. Pass to Jenkins. Shot clock at 5. Outside Robinson. Will it go? And it's Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Here's Edwards. DeSumo on the wing. For three, DiVincenzo. And the three-pointer goes. DiVincenzo's got 6 in the quarter.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Now here's Duran. Good D by Gobert.
Yeah, they just can't seem to end the drought no matter where they shoot it from.
And, you know, they've got to be careful because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
Here's Harris. And Harris throws it down.
Tell you what, fellas, like seeing Harris be engaged from there. I mean, refusing to settle for the simple layup. Nice finish.
Edwards against Thompson. Back to DeSumo. Shoots over Robinson. DeSumo can't hit. And here's Thompson. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. 15-point game. Here's Harris. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Hey, yo, right here.
Edwards looking for an opening. No good. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, everybody. We'll break down the action shortly, but first, a glance at how the Eastern Conference standings are stacking up as the season winds down.
I think for Detroit, they're right where they want to be, and they're right where they should be. Now it's a matter of getting everything in place for the title run. These guys will be tough to beat in a 7-game series.
And let's move on now to that first half. Obviously, a lot of work to do for the Detroit Pistons.
Sometimes you try on defense and still get scored on, and that's what's happening right now. They're struggling to find the answers, Shaq.
Got to tighten up, that's all I'll say.
And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA to call the second half.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And You know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
He's hit shot after shot from deep. He's so locked in right now.
Well, you know, the stroke looks fantastic. Even when he's had a hand in his face, it hasn't affected him at all.
Here's DiVincenzo. Thompson and Harris make up the forwards. Then it's Duren, then it's Duncan Robinson, and it's Jenkins in at the point. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Rudy, a monster inside.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And there's the foul. It's on Ayo Dosunmu. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Jenkins. DiVincenzo covering. Pass to Duren. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Harris up top. Shoots over Randall.
Good defensive footwork there. Randall affecting that shot.
Harris misses. Now Gobert. Covered by Duren. And Gobert with the bucket on the assist by DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo's got 4 assists now tonight. Here's Jenkins. DiVincenzo covering. Harris outside. Duren the screen. And stolen by Gobert. Now here's DiVincenzo. He's closely guarded. Pass to Randall. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by Robinson. Pistons trail by 17. Now here's Thompson. And here's Duren. Here's Robinson. Here's Jenkins. Here's Duren. Check by Randall.
And that was special. It's easy to be excited about Duren's future in this league.
An impressive display. How about that look on the AT&T connected cam? 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Now here's DiVincenzo. Defense is right there. And here's Edwards outside. The rebound by Detroit. Duren's got rebound number 8 here already in the game. Harris's shot is good. Harris has got 6.
You know, you can't allow Harris to get comfortable there now, guys. I mean, once he gets the positioning he wants, you're toast.
Edwards against Robinson. Edwards can't hit. The Pistons have got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. Harris passes to Thompson. Left side Robinson. Minnesota with a rebound. 17 points was their biggest margin. Here's Randall. Dosunmu outside. And here's Edwards outside. Counted. That's his 7th basket of the game in 14 tries.
Well, Edwards looking almost automatic there. Didn't wait too long to put that shot up.
Pass to Duren. Robinson against Edwards. Robinson passes to Thompson. Now here's Duren. Over Gobert. Duren, no good.
It's one thing to prevent the layup. It's another to do it without fouling. Just terrific defense.
Dosunmu, the pass to Randall. Picked by Gobert. 6 on the shot clock. Randall inside. Pounded by Harris.
It's impressive how they've overcome his cold streak tonight. Everyone stepping in to fill the gap.
Here's Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
And Jalen is just taking over in this one. This is how lethal of a player he can be.
Randall outside. Picked by Gobert. To the inside. DiVincenzo with it. Oh, and there's a one-hand jam.
Now that's how you use the screen right there.
And it leads to a thunderous finish. That was nice.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Now here's Robinson. He's got 6. Pass to Jenkins. Inside. In transition. DiVincenzo finds Edwards. Down low. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Now Randall. 5 on the clock. Yep, count it. Randall's got 7.
The relentlessness of Randall, R squared, taking on all comers.
Clark, when you look at the evolution of Julius Randall, talk about his playmaking.
Yeah, he's worked on trying to see things as they develop a little more, and I imagine he's done a lot of film study. I could only attribute some of his improvement to that. He's looking for others intentionally and aggressively, so I think that's part of why his teammates enjoy playing with him. They know he's making the effort to distribute the basketball.
Our 2K leaderboard highlighting the NBA's assist leaders over the last month. 5th on the list, the Pistons.
And over this last stretch, this team has been incredible passing the rock, playing great team basketball.
On defense, Minnesota. 18 points separating these teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Pass to Jenkins. Thompson outside. Clock at 6. Power is home!
Oh, wow! He's a living highlight reel.
Seriously, that could end up being one of the best dunks of the year.
Without question, a crowd pleaser to the 10th degree.
Edwards. The swim move for 3. Oh, he touched it while it was over the cylinder. That's offensive basket interference. Pistons trail by 16. Here's Jenkins. Pass to Harris. And he lobs it up. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. DeSumo with it. Now Thompson defending. Outside, DiVincenzo. Edwards for 3. The rebound by Detroit. Harris has got 5 rebounds tonight. To the middle. It's stolen. Now DeSumo. A steady force on their offense, recording around 14.5 a game. Randall inside, and he makes it. Randall's got 9. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Minnesota.
Really a great job in this one, forcing the issues defensively. Great quickness and discipline combined, making ball handlers very uncomfortable.
Well, another area they've been productive is off of turnovers, scoring many times after forcing the ball out of their opponent's hands.
Now here's Duren. 4 on the clock. Ooh, great D that time from Gobert. Minnesota leading by 18. And Edwards the bucket on the assist by DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo's got his 5th assist in this one. Here's Jenkins. DiVincenzo covering. And Harris throws it down.
A bit undersized. His hops make him a legit small ball 4.
Pass to Gobert. And here's Edwards. Robinson defending. Edwards, a pass to Randall. And it's Harris with the rebound. Pistons trail by 18. Robinson finds Thompson. Now here's Duren. DiVincenzo covering. Duren with the bucket. 18 points for him.
He's giving them a spark because he can't win this game all by himself.
DeSumo outside. Pass to Randall. Gobert with a screen on Harris. For three, Randall. Duren with a rebound. Duren's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Here's Harris. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. Outside, DiVincenzo. Stolen by Thompson. Here's the break. Out left to the wing. Back to Harris. To the paint. Deflects the pass. Yep, that one goes. Thompson's got 8.
Good work down low. I mean, I like how confident Thompson is from this area.
The Timberwolves lead by 14. Pass to Gobert. Now Randall, pounded by Harris. The fader. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here.
And looking at their defensive marks, they are top 5 in opponent shooting percentage. This is a squad that wants to shut down teams on a nightly basis.
And you look at their rim protection overall, it's the quick rotation and help that separates them from some other teams. And a new group getting ready for the Pistons. Reed's checked in for Duren. Holland comes in for Thompson. Green's checked in for Robinson. And Sasser subbed in for Jenkins. Oh, stolen by Harris. Pass to Green. Now here's Reed. He's scoreless. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
Taking 2 shots.
And he drops the first. So hits one and misses one at the line. Minnesota leading by 13. And here's Conley. Inside. Here's Anderson. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Anderson's gotten his first bucket of the night. The Pistons have gotten 7 of 12 shots to drop in the third. Harris on the wing. Got it. Good job in the low post.
And that's how you move the ball, putting the defense in a really tough spot.
There's a minute 59 left to play in the third. Conley with the ball. No points so far. Highland, the pass to Anderson. And finished off by Anderson.
They call him slow-mo. That dunk from Anderson was anything but slow-mo. That was power-mo.
Pass to Reed, and here is Green. A minute and a half left in the third quarter. Here's Sasser. Shot clock at 6. Pulls up on the wing, and again it's Detroit converting. Here's Conley. Reed sets a screen. The 3. Sinks it from distance. Reed's got 10.
This is a big part of Reed's value. I mean, he's proficient from deep, and he's got a quick trigger, too.
Pass to Harris. Back to Sasser. Just 5 on the clock. Baseline try. And the shot no good. A bit short. Minnesota leading by 16. Clark outside. It's stolen by Green. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Sasser. Here's Reed. Reed defending. Reed passes to Harris. Sasser outside. 5 on the clock. Up and over Conley. Sasser can't hit. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's Minnesota up by 16. After a quick break, we're coming right back with the start of the fourth quarter. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
You can count on him to deliver a few assists like this one each and every night.
It sure is. I mean, he's a maestro. Great vision, terrific IQ, everything you want in a point guard.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for the Timberwolves, Randall at power forward with Reed at center. Mike Conley out there with Bones Highland. And it's Clark in at the 3. Detroit moving the ball around. Green with a screen on Conley. To the middle. Oh, got a piece of it. Here's Randall. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Conley's got 4 assists now tonight.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
And now the T-Wolves on the break. Pulls up for 3. Drops in the 3. Randall's got 5 points now this quarter.
They've had a hard time shutting down the three-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
Now here's Green. Back to Sasser. Duran with a screen on Conley. 6 to shoot. From 13, Sasser gets the bucket. Now Conley. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth. Clark outside. Here's Randall. Ooh, he connects. His 7th basket. He's 7 of 15 now.
Randall's a bruiser now. The willingness to be physical inside, a big part of Randall's game.
Sasser outside. Pass to Reed. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. Now here's Conley. Back to Randall. Just 5 to shoot. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for 1 more. And we continue to see the value of NBA franchises climb. Grant, are you glad you got in when you did?
Oh, yes, I am. I think beyond, though, the dollars and cents, it's just the joy of having a hand in the growth of this game and this league that we all love so much.
And the Pistons making a change here. Thompson's checked in. The free throw drops for Randall.
You know, Julius Randle offers a versatile skill set. Not only does he have outstanding handles for a guy of his size, he's pretty quick, too. He's also got that strength, which is a pretty nice combination.
Thompson passes to Green. From outside, off the mark. And here's Minnesota now. A big stretch here going. 10-2. Out to the wing. And here's Edwards outside. Rebound Detroit. Duran's got 11 rebounds in the game. Edwards against Green. Pass to Sasser. Thompson with a screen. To the inside. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Nice setup. Excellent team basketball.
We're in the final quarter play here. 3 minutes in. Conley passes to Randall. spins. Duren with a rebound. Duren's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. And he's going for the lob. And the dunk by Duren.
He is ferocious on alley-oops. With his good hands and wingspan, Duren makes for an easy target on the lob.
Now here's Edwards. Randall outside. And Clark, the Defensive Player of the Year award tends to go to shot blockers, insinuating that bigs really have a greater impact on that end of the floor.
Well, you know, the counting stats favor big guys. I mean, when you think about block shots and defensive rebounds, clearly big guys would tend to corral numbers in those areas. But still being on that back line means they're involved in a lot of plays, and they've got to do more than just block shots and rebounds. So to answer the question, generally, I'd say yes.
Here's Conley after the Pistons picking up a basket just moments ago. And here's Edwards outside. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Conley's got 6 assists here tonight.
He's really picked up where he left off in the first.
Well, guys, if you want to know why the score is what it is, look at their turnovers this quarter.
That's been the culprit, the turnovers. I mean, TOs, those kinds of mistakes have really kind of drained their confidence to this point.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Harris is checked in for Holland. Robinson comes in for Green. Jenkins comes in for Sasser. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Shannon's checked in for Clark. And the Pistons pushing it up now. Thompson against Conley. Outside Robinson. Pass to Jenkins. Down low. Stolen by Conley. And here we go. The Timberwolves on the run. Oh, stolen by Harris. Here's Jenkins. Harris down low. Randall's there. Harris passes to Robinson. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
You know, the defense has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now here's Edwards. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. And Clark, for decades now, we've seen the Western Conference have the upper hand. Any reason you can fathom?
Not really, other than the tide shifts on occasion based on who the players are on teams in each conference.
Take a break.
Maybe some of that frontier spirit coursing through, although I don't quite believe that as a major factor. One thing you see in the West, though, a lot of smaller market teams, and historically they've done a good job of how they run those clubs.
That free throw, no good.
How about the work ethic of Anthony Edwards? Not to mention that linebacker build and the sweet shooting stroke, but what he wants most is to see his team succeed. That's what you love about AE.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Gobert's checked in for Reed. The Sumu comes in for Shannon, and it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Conley. And he sinks the second.
A superstar level talent for sure. Anthony Edwards is awesome, but I like his competitive spirit as much as his skills.
Here's Jenkins. Duren finds Harris. Here's Jenkins. DiVincenzo covering. Clock at 6. Back to Harris. The 3 is up. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got a rebound number 15 here tonight. Randall, the pass to Gobert. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Outside Edwards. And Gobert with the stuff. And he's now got the double-double.
Gobert plays as tough at the rim offensively as anybody in the league.
Pass to Thompson. Randall with a steal. Fast break, Minnesota. And he lays it in off the breakaway. Randall's got 23 points.
Well, look, I mean, great anticipation on one end leads to points on the other.
Boy, there's not much defense available once a steal is made. That's the best time to attack on the break.
Now here's Harris. Oh, great D that time from Gobert. And so Randall will bring it up for Minnesota. The three, DiVincenzo, book it. And it's Randall with the assist. Randall's got 3 assists now in this one.
This has been their game plan here in the final period. We'll see if it continues to work out.
You know what? Teams can get a little three happy down the stretch sometimes. Letting it fly.
Now here's Harris. Robinson on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Jenkins. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Minnesota's gotten 3 threes to fall out of 4 attempts here in the fourth. To the middle. And the basket by Edwards. And that's now 26 points for Anthony Edwards.
They've been very well-rounded and extremely focused.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Here's Jenkins. Pass to Duren to get back on track. And the dunk by Duren.
Doing what he can to help shrink the deficit, but it has to be a team effort.
Outside, DiVincenzo. And Grant, many of the newer rules have helped unlock offenses. Any need to help out the defense?
You know, I think the rules are fine, B.A. It's just about allowing defenders to do their job and limiting the cheap foul calls so they can stay on the floor.
For Detroit, they've gotten 6 of 10 attempts to drop in the fourth quarter. Pass to Jenkins. Back to Robinson. Now here's Harris. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. Edwards, a pass to DiVincenzo. Here's Randall. And the layup is good off the glass. Randall's got 25 points.
For Randall, another bucket. He continues to expand his offensive game.
Here's Jenkins. DiVincenzo covering. Pass to Harris. Robinson, a screen on Randall. Harris on the wing. Checked by Randall. Randall against Harris. That one is off. Randall with some nice D. And for Minnesota, they're shooting the rock at 58%. And there is a whistle. That goes on Tobias Harris. That's his first foul.
It's just a bad foul. Gotta be smarter than this.
Great frustration right there, and I agree with you. Self-control of your emotions, a must-have if you're going to play winning basketball.
And it's a completely new group for the Timberwolves. Outside, Anderson. Back to Conley. Pass to Anderson. Here's Shannon. And a miss there on the triple. Detroit has gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. Here's Harris. And Harris throws it down.
I just love the strong finish there inside.
Man, he's got that dunker's mindset, doesn't he? Always ready to pounce.
An absolutely tremendous athlete, able to go up and finish over the biggest of defenders.
Minnesota with the ball, following the score by Detroit. Reed passes to Conley. 5 to shoot. Back to Reed. Wide open look. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Conley's got assist number 7 tonight. 1:42 left to play in the fourth quarter. Outside Robinson. Back to Thompson. Well, a lot of eyes focused on NBA officiating, but where their eyes are focused is also a topic.
Yeah, the league's able to track officials' position on the court and even tell where they're looking. And you cross-check that with the results and train them where to be and where to keep watching. And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Timberwolves.
Simply taking better care of the ball may have made all the difference.
Yeah, and then on the defensive end, they kept the pressure on and forced a number of miscues.
And they're going to win this one, making this their 47th victory so far.
And I'm sure they're happy to get even for what happened the last time these teams met.
You know, as interconference opponents, tonight was their only chance to get that revenge. I mean, they won't see each other in the regular season again until next season.
And it was a reliably solid performance from one of their key guys. A tremendous game for Julius Randle.
Well, I can't recall a play that he wasn't involved in. He was so involved in so many plays tonight. A force on both ends.
Anderson can't get it to go.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Pass to Jenkins. Now Robinson. Detroit moving the ball around. Harris down low. Anderson covers. Shot clock at 5. Harris's shot is good.
Unfortunately for them, they're still going to come up short. You wish they'd shown this kind of fight earlier.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
And here's Conley. And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that, that says a lot about this squad.
They really came in looking confident and didn't let anything shake them. This is what a dominant team looks like.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Dante, you won state titles in high school, 2 national titles at Villanova, and now a growing role in the NBA. What has been the secret to your success?
It's my ability to adapt. Different teams, different dynamics of different teams, and just my ability to adapt to that team and fit.
Sky's the limit, guys.
All right, Allie, thanks. Great stuff there. And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson, and we present the player of the game, Julius Randle.
Coming up next. Well, we should be in for a fast-paced game tonight, Coach. Both of these teams excel at creating fast break opportunities.
Look, Kevin, you're right. Both of these teams prefer to get out and attack before the other can get their defense set. They want to use their speed and athleticism, and they need to get as many easy buckets as they possibly can.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. The big men on the floor for them, Randle and Gobert. Guard and off guard, filled by DiVincenzo and Edwards. And it's Dosunmu in at the 3 slot. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Randle kicks to DiVincenzo. Stolen by Thompson. Pass to Harris. Harris draws the double. The Pistons working the ball around now. Jenkins can't get it to go. Here's Minnesota. It's a 3-point game. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. And finished off by Gobert.
Yeah, it just seems like every year Edwards gets more comfortable running the pick and roll.
On the wing, Harris. Pass to Robinson. Now Jenkins. Duren with the screen on DiVincenzo. Jenkins the pass to Duren. And the shot is good.
Moving well. Duren working in the two-man game.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Well, JB Bickerstaff had a few moments to share with me. Immediately, Anthony Edwards came up in our conversation, and Coach kind of chuckled and said, well, I don't know if anyone on the planet can slow this kid down. He's on his way to becoming one of the best in the league, if he's not there already. Looks like they're going to roll the dice on one of the league's most talented players. Back to you, Kevin.
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report. Detroit with the ball, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Randall against Harris. And there's the whistle, 3-second violation. Let's take a second now to bring up a list of the centers and power forwards from around the NBA who have been money at the charity stripe in the second half of the season. Fourth, Tobias Harris. And, of course, Ron Holland.
And a lot of these big men take the confidence they have in the paint straight to the free throw line with them. I mean, that makes them very hard to handle.
Yeah, what a luxury for the coaches. They can trust their bigs to make free throws. That takes a load of stress away.
Now here's Edwards. 17 points in his last outing. 3 on the clock. Randall no good.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good look.
It's stolen by Randall. Takes a three. Duren pulls it in. For Detroit, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. And you talk about size, coach, strength, and bounce. Jalen Duren drawing comparisons now to a young Dwight Howard.
Yeah, he certainly is, Kevin. And look, I like to be careful when we're making those kind of comparisons with a young player and a Hall of Famer like Dwight Howard. But there are similarities with the athleticism and the relentless approach to defense and rebound.
Here's DiVincenzo. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. Here's Edwards. Detroit with the rebound. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Tremendous poise on the offensive end. Overall, they did not settle for bad shots.
No, you're not going to lose many games shooting the percentage they did. That takes a disciplined effort.
And the slam, if Rudy gets that ball anywhere near the rim, he is going to finish it.
And Duren slams it in.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. For 3, Edwards trains the three-pointer. And that ties it up.
Well, you have to be careful with Edwards on the arc because he is completely fearless.
Duren sets the screen for Jenkins. Puts it up from 12. Duren against Gobert. That misses off the backboard. Timberwolves have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Sumu finds Randall, and the officials call him for a 3-second violation. And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for him. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And stolen by DiVincenzo. Goes up, throws down the breakaway jam.
And credit Dante DiVincenzo for getting out on the break. He's very good in the open floor.
Outside Robinson. It's stolen by Edwards. Here's Dosunmu. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Timberwolves.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And they've also done a great job turning defense into offense tonight, creating turnovers and capitalizing on the other end.
No good on that one. Greg, not many games remain in the season, and the posturing beginning for these teams as they jostle for postseason positioning.
Yeah, this is the time to give full effort and to really communicate. When the pressure rises, teams can either gel together or fall apart.
And Stan, the head coach, Chris Finch, bringing a culture of accountability to this Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Chris Finch challenges every player, Kevin, top to bottom. No sugarcoating Coach Finch's message, but at the same time, getting that buy-in that a coach has to have. Well, I love when guys like Edwards work inside. Don't settle for jumpers. Get a solid look close to the rim.
Now here is Harris. He has 5. It's going by Gobert. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Detroit shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses. You look at the Pistons stand, statistically pretty solid across the board.
Yeah, they're well balanced. They have guys with size, athleticism, skill. You got to give a lot of credit to the front office and these players for their hard work.
No good on the second free throw. And Stan, when you think of the most athletic teams in the NBA, the Pistons have to be right up there.
Yeah, a handful of supreme athletes. And most importantly, Kevin, they use that athleticism to attack and disrupt. That's what makes the difference. Well, DiVincenzo gives you a lot. He plays both ends, runs the floor with effort, and he has the mentality of a winner.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
An okay season at the free throw line for him so far, sitting right around 76%.
For the Timberwolves, DiVincenzo, DiVincenzo, 2 shots.
The first one falls. And so DiVincenzo nails both of them. And good depth for the Timberwolves. It can be challenging sometimes, Stan, choosing who plays and who sits.
Well, Kevin, that's the kind of problem you want as a coach. But they've traded away a lot of draft capital to assemble this roster. Now it's about paying them to keep them together.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy.
Check out the numbers for Julius Randle. Since the All-Star break, he's been putting in work. He's putting up about 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And with his skill set on the offensive end, he is such a threat on the floor.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that makes life easier for his teammates. He demands so much defensive attention.
Now here's Jenkins, defended by DiVincenzo. Harris dishes to Jenkins. Pistons passing it around. Thompson in the post. Defended by Dosunmu. Detroit, no good that time either. And Randle has got the ball here for the Timberwolves. They lead by 7. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
Yeah, that kind of performance on the road really speaks to their preparation and mental fortitude.
And so it's Detroit with the ball, following the three by Minnesota. Thompson sets the pick for Harris. To the middle, they need this, and Thompson throws it down.
And when he lets the athleticism take over, Thompson can do almost anything.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Back to Dosunmu. And here's Edwards from the arc. Thompson with the rebound. Pistons trail by 8. Now here's Jenkins. Harris, right side. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And over the course of his career, Tobias Harris has shown a willingness to embrace various roles.
Well, look, Kevin, Tobias Harris is not only a highly skilled player, but he is a team-oriented, win-first, veteran guy, totally unselfish, and will just figure out a way that he needs to help any team he's on get to where they want to go.
And the Pistons combining veteran shooting stand with their young core, and it's been a winning recipe.
Yeah, they've given Cade Cunningham room to operate, along with Jalen Duren and Asar Thompson. So much athleticism to attack that newfound space.
And Harris drops them both. So Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves franchise player. GA, how good do you think he can be?
Well, some were ready to anoint him the new face of the league, but if they're to win the franchise's first title, there's another level he's got to reach.
Such a confident shooter. Reed was ready as soon as the ball got to him.
Jenkins with it. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Toronto.
Well, he also did a good job of making plays for others. What a performance for him.
6 on the shot clock. Duren down low. He's against Reed, and Duren slams it in.
A physical play by Duren at the rim, which doesn't allow much room for interference.
Reed with a screen on Thompson. Edwards kicks to Conley. Pass to Dosunmu. Outside Edwards. From deep. Rebound by the Pistons. Duren's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
And here is Harris. There's the lob to Duren. Stolen by Reed. Now here is Conley. Scoreless thus far. Robinson with it. Picked up by Edwards. Robinson passes to Jenkins. Back to Robinson. Duren finds Robinson. 6 to shoot. Detroit needs to get off the shot. Harris. The rebound by Anderson.
Oh, you got to finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
Dosunmu, the pass to Conley. Pulls it up. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
2 minutes remaining in the
Pass to Duren. Here is Robinson, defended by Dosunmu. Jenkins, the pass to Thompson. Outside for Robinson. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Well, for his career, Duncan Robinson is about a 40% three-point shooter, so he's got a permanent green light.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. now out there. Minnesota also making some changes. Julius Randle's checked in for Kyle Anderson. Clark comes in for Edwards. And Bones Highland subbed in for Dosunmu. .141 left to play in the first quarter. Conley surveying the D. Reed with a screen for Conley. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. And so Green will bring it up for the Pistons. They trail by 6. Here's Sasser. Pins the shot with nobody near him.
But how about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Pass to Reed. Randle a screen on Reed. Inside. Randle with the bucket. And the Timberwolves lead by 6.
Well, Randle doesn't back down from physical coverage. In fact, he welcomes the challenge.
Holland, no good.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Bounce pass from Randle. Right side, Conley. Up top, Randle. What a tremendous game he played against Dallas. Holland with the rebound. Detroit's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Stolen by Reed. Randle finds Conley. Back to Randle. It's deflected. And so it's Minnesota with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take so far in the Timberwolves?
I mean, offensively, I thought they did a good job of protecting the ball. And defensively, boy, were they disruptive.
Well, their defense was incredible. Wreaking havoc and coming up with steals left and right. Just a tremendous effort.
They've got Holland. Marcus Sasser is out there with Karis LeVert. Then there's Paul Reed, and it's Green in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 and the 4 for the Pistons. And so it's Detroit with it. Following the miss by Michael Conley from deep. Pass to Sasser. Stolen by Highland. Here's Reed, and Reed throws it down.
Well, showing off his power. Reed gave the dunk everything he had.
Now Sasser. Outside, Green. Just 5 on the clock. From deep three-point land. Conley grabs the miss. Timberwolves leading by 8. Outside, Reed. Randle left side. Back to Reed. Doesn't go for him. Some solid defense from Reed. Pistons shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Pass to Sasser. Here's Holland. Back to Sasser. Over Randle. Reed kicks to Green. Now LeVert. Right wing. Here's Holland. They get the rebound. Reed finds Green. Green with a screen on Highland. It's LeVert with the drive. Green against Clark. And it's Green missing. Timberwolves leading by 8. Randle dishes to Conley. Pass to Clark. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Out to Conley. Takes the three. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Conley's got 5 now.
Just a veteran play by Conley there, giving the D no time to react off the catch.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. A different look here for Detroit. Duren, he's checked in for Reed. Asar Thompson comes in for Karis LeVert. And it's Jenkins in for Marcus Sasser. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Thompson outside. And here is Duren. He had 31 points in the win against Toronto. Pass to Jenkins. On the wing, Thompson. Down low. Green. And Green slams it in.
Well, you've got to like the instincts there from Thompson to find his teammate off the pick and roll.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thanks. The NBA understands its future is electronic. Commissioner Adam Silver said the vast majority of people consume us through media, not in person. Our social media audience is the highest of any league and continuing to grow exponentially. So there's no lack of interest in this game. Kevin?
It is a beautiful thing. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Edwards has come in for Minnesota. Let's bring out the 2K leaderboard to see the best up-tempo teams in the league. Fifth on the list, the Pistons.
I think that's what really distinguishes them offensively. They really like to get out in transition.
Randall finds Edwards. Four on the shot clock. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Randall from outside. Another miss by Minnesota. Pistons trail by 9. Green, the pass to Thompson. Now here's Jenkins. The screen from Thompson. Collins kicks to Thompson. The three. Rebound, Minnesota. Pass to Edwards. Reed with a screen for Edwards. Lets it go with a three. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Jenkins the pass to Thompson. Green with a screen on Clark to the inside. It's stolen by Edwards. Clark outside. It's Edwards on the wing. Edwards getting the close range too.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
It's tipped. Here's Clark. He has yet to score. Conley kicks to Clark. And here's Edwards from the arc. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall. Randall's got 3 assists in the game. Pistons trail by 14. Jenkins the pass to Duren. And here's Thompson. Over Clark. And Thompson gets it to go. Thompson's got his 2nd basket of the game. You see a lot of pick and rolls, but you also, Greg, hear about inverted screens. Can you explain to the viewers what that means?
Yeah, that's where your guard actually is the one setting the pick for the bigger player, and having little guys who are willing to put their body on the line. You think of a Steph Curry, a John Stockton, two of the best to ever do it.
Now Thompson, after Anthony Edwards missed from long range. Duren with the screen on Conley. Jenkins with it. Conley picks him up. Shot clock at 2. To the right side. Here's Holland. Offensive rebound. Here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
Well, Duren has those long arms. Terrific rebounder at both ends.
Edwards looking it over. Handle outside. It's up a 3. It's rebounded by Jenkins.
Yeah, and they hold the lead in spite of his cold shooting night. He has not been able to get it going.
Outside, Green. Thompson inside. He's covered by Clark. Here's Duren. And the shot is long.
Well, credit the defense there. Bothered him enough that he...
What a sweet jam by Edwards.
Well, that was unbelievable. Not many guys can do what Ant-Man just did.
Greg, Anthony Edwards is full of confidence, and it's beautiful to watch.
And rightfully so. Ant can do it all on the floor. As complete of a wing as you'll find in our league.
Harris is checked in for Detroit. Robinson comes in for Green, and then for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Julius Randle. Dosunmu comes in for Clark. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
Now here's Jenkins. No scoring in this one. Robinson kicks to Thompson. Over Edwards. Great D that time from Edwards. Minnesota leading by 13. Pass to Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Well, when you're the size of Gobert, you're already living above the rim.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. Coach needs a moment to talk things over.
Who wants a free t-shirt? Loud and sexy. They're gonna come your way.
Only 3 games until the start of the playoffs. Let's see how the West will be won. You look at the Timberwolves. They're trying to get in the playoffs here. If they stay the course, they will.
And I think for the Timberwolves,
They're in a good spot as the season winds down. Probably starting to think playoff strategy at this point. Just have to keep themselves above that play-in line.
Harris up top, guarded by Reed. Thompson surveying the floor. There's the lob to Duren. It's stolen by Gobert. Here's Edwards. And finished off by Edwards.
Wow, this is how explosive Edwards can be. He finishes with such force at the rim.
What a great look here at this tremendous move from our AT&T Connected Cam point of view. Jenkins with it. Nothing on the board. Now here is Robinson. Duren, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, he's playing great tonight, but not quite well enough to carry the entire team. They need to find some other contributors.
The Pistons shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
a shot.
That's good from Duren.
Well, a lottery pick back in 2022. Jalen Duren brings energy to this team. A big frame, toughness down low.
Dosunmu, the pass to Gobert. Now DiVincenzo hands it from downtown. DiVincenzo's got his third basket of the night right there.
Love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
And Thompson kicks to Jenkins. Duren sets the screen for Jenkins. And Duren slams it in.
Well, give credit to Duren's teammates. They know he's got the hot hand, and they're feeding him the ball.
Pass to Edwards. Fires from deep. Buries the long-range jumper. Edwards got a pair of triples in the second now for Minnesota.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Now, here is Robinson. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Well, this is Robinson at his best. He can really do damage off the catch.
Outside, Reed. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Back to DiVincenzo. It's stolen by Jenkins. Thompson in the corner.
2 minutes remaining in the half.
And he converts the layup. Thompson's got 4 points in the quarter.
An explosive player. Thompson has serious leaping ability, and that comes in handy around the basket.
DiVincenzo finds Reed. Tries the spin move. And again, Minnesota will turn it over. Here's an opportunity for us now to focus on some small forwards who play anything but small. The leading shot blockers at the 3 spot. The 4th spot held by Asar Thompson.
Just superb in terms of their athletic defending ability. I mean, all of them. They never give up on a play and do everything they can to challenge each and every shot.
Well, and having that kind of length and activity on the wing, that's really something you need in this league to win at the highest level.
Duren, the pass to Harris. There's the lob to Duren. Now Edwards. 18 points for him. There's the pick. DiVincenzo kicks to Reed. Pass to Dosunmu. Shot clock at 6. Now Edwards. Fires from way outside. They grab their own miss. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. To the paint. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Duren. Thompson against DiVincenzo. Thompson passes to Jenkins. Oh, good on the triple.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Edwards passes to Gobert. Here's Dosunmu. 4 on the clock. Down low. It's stolen by Duren. And here is Jenkins. Jacks up a 3. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. We've got more in store for you right after this.
We'll get to the first half action in just a second, but first, let's take a look at where teams are sitting in the power rankings.
Look at Detroit. They hold the best record in their conference. That alone accounts for their lofty perch in the rankings.
Perch? That's some good eating. Not quite salmon, but still very tasty in its own right. And going back now to that first half, you could say things are going extremely well for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, it's been a barrage of threes. These days, more teams are playing outside in than inside out.
Kenny, you hurt my ears, Kenny.
Just being honest, Shaq. Just being honest with our viewers.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Minnesota leading by 14. And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. Guard and off guard, filled by DiVincenzo and Edwards. The big men on the floor for him, Randall and Gobert. And it's Dosunmu in at the small forward spot. Here's Thompson. In the corner, it's Harris. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
And checking out some numbers for Gobert. Just an incredible month of basketball. 5th in blocks. And he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And he's so explosive, so hungry. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he's top 5 in rebounding. Randall a screen on Thompson. And there's the bucket from Dosunmu. Dosunmu's got his second bucket of the night.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Shots good by Jenkins. Here's Randall. Pass to Edwards. And here's Gobert. Randall surveying the D. Shot clock at 5. He's off on that one. A defense that time from Duran.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
It's stolen by Gobert. DiVincenzo against Thompson. Gobert with a screen for DiVincenzo. Randall left side. Here's the 3. The offensive rebound. Pistons trailed by 17. Robinson with it. Picked up by Edwards. Gobert against Harris. And Jenkins kicks to Harris. Clock at 6. Robinson dishes to Thompson. Launches from deep. Here's Duran. Randall with some nice D.
Excellent coverage defensively, making it hard on him.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Edwards against Robinson. Edwards no good. For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And Duncan Robinson, one of the more efficient three-point marksman coach in this league.
Yeah, look, Kevin, Duncan Robinson built his game around his three-point shooting, and the threat of the 3 has drawn more defensive attention, and Duncan Robinson has learned to make plays for other people based on the defense that he sees a much improved all-around basketball player.
Jenkins with a screen for Robinson. Pass to Jenkins. Duran sets the screen for Jenkins. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Familiar results for him. He can't get anything to go.
Here's Randall. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Randall's got his second basket.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Inside, it's stolen by Gobert. Randall passes to Edwards. Well, Coach, we know there's a lot of expectations tied to a #1 pick. Sometimes they fall flat, but that has not been the case so far with Anthony Edwards.
Oh, it sure as heck hasn't, Kevin. But I think it starts with Anthony Edwards. Welcome the expectations. He wanted the expectations, and he has pushed himself to play to that level on a nightly basis, and he's done it.
Free throw good, Edwards. GA, in recent seasons, we've seen the MVP debate get a little contentious.
I mean, every year there's about 3 or 4 guys who are deserving of the award. And the closer the race is, I think the more heated things tend to get. So especially since the criteria for the award is so subjective.
And so he's able to get one of 2.
Well, you can tell this team looks to Anthony Edwards to set the tone on the floor. His intensity becomes their intensity. And let me tell you, his intensity is always high.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. So what's the difference between the diehard fans and the casuals? Well, Kevin Durant said some fans get programmed to just think about free agency and drama, and they only care about the finals and players' legacies. But he's hoping the fans lock in on the game itself, not just the storylines. Kevin, back over to you.
You know, that's a good point. All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Pistons trail by 20. And Jenkins kicks to Harris. Jenkins with a screen for Harris. Outside, Robinson. In the corner, it's Duran. Pass to Jenkins. The 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
Randall down low. Harris is there. And now here are the 2K leaderboard. Since the All-Star break, these teams are leading the NBA in second chance points. In the third spot, the Pistons.
And offensive rebounding, always a point of emphasis for this group, but for whatever reason, they've had particular success since the break, really just outworking their opponents on the glass.
And he knocks down the first one. He's off on the second.
And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line this half.
To the middle, here's Randall. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Jalen Duran.
No stranger to getting to the line. Randall had a chance to draw a foul, and he made sure the ref saw it.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Randall.
Well, you like the steadying presence a guy like Julius Randle gives a team. He's a reliable and experienced player others can lean on out there.
Both free throws good from Randall. Jenkins with it. Stats on him, he's averaging 9 points a game. And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two.
Give a big round of applause for your Pistons youth dance team.
Here's a look at some stats for Thompson. His last 10 games, he's getting around 8 points a game, over 2.5 steals, and 5 rebounds. But that's just part of the picture. His defensive presence goes beyond the stat sheet.
Yeah, his true impact on the defensive end cannot be measured by stats.
So it's the Pistons now. Outside Robinson. Duran with a screen on Edwards. Connects from three-point range. Robinson's got 8 points.
I mean, this is what Duncan Robinson does. He finds you points at the arc.
Pass to Gobert. Randall outside. From outside the arc. Thompson with the rebound. It's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. To the inside. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
Timberwolves basketball.
The Pistons making a change here. Reed's checked in.
Pistons, number 7, Paul Reed.
Minnesota leading by 20. DiVincenzo passes to Gobert. Randall kicks to DiVincenzo. Edwards against Robinson. Shot clock at 6. Edwards against Robinson. And Randall throws it down.
Well, when Randall is playing with that kind of energy, he's tough to keep off the glass.
Now here's Jenkins. Defense is right there. Randall against Harris. Robinson on the wing. It's stolen by Edwards. Pass to DiVincenzo. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Harris. And here is Jenkins. Pistons passing it around. Thompson misses. The Timberwolves have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Randall with the bucket.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Harris outside. Thompson outside. Pass to Jenkins. Now Robinson. 5 to shoot. Here's Thompson. Gobert with the block.
Well, this is Gobert to a T. An outstanding rim protector with impeccable timing.
Minnesota making some changes. Reed, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Clark comes in for Dosunmu. And it's Conley in for Dante DiVincenzo. Here's Reed, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Minnesota ball.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Outside Conley. Clark outside. Holland, he's checked in for Detroit. Minnesota also with the sub. Anderson's checked in.
Substitution on the court.
On defense, Detroit out to the right wing. Picked by Reed. And it's Michael Conley with the three. Conley's got 8 points.
Well, this is what Mike Conley provides for you. Elite efficiency at the arc.
You know, Stan, even at this late stage of his career, Mike Conley brings tremendous value to the team.
He sure does, Kevin. And look, we know this. No one brings more discipline and professionalism on a nightly basis. He keeps this team poised, he keeps his team organized, and he's a great mentor to the young players on this team. He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
And the three ball is good.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And, well, Detroit shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. It's stolen by Edwards. To the paint. Out to Conley. Pass to Clark. Outside Edwards. 5 on the clock. Launches a three. It's rebounded by Jenkins.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Holland, the pass to Jenkins. Now Thompson, defended by Anderson. Reed kicks to Holland. Over Clark. Holland, no good.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Well, this is a spot.
Wow, hammering it in.
Look out. Just a ferocious play by Edwards. Taking the contact, but staying committed to his finish.
Just a terrific perspective of that dunk from the Connected Cam, brought to you by AT&T. We've got 1:48 left to play in the third. Jenkins the pass to Holland. Outside Robinson. Thompson outside to the wing right side. Here's Jenkins. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Well, they desperately need him to get going offensively. He's got to refocus and just start taking better shots.
Anderson in the post. Reed covering and out of bounds. The Pistons will take it. And with this quick break, we can show you the list of the most explosive shooting guards in the NBA so far. Anthony Edwards on top.
Possibly the single most dangerous player in the league right now. I mean, a machine at the offensive end, just so hard for any defense to deal with.
Relentless, consistent, aggressive. There are plenty of words to describe him. He's the kind of scoring threat every team needs to compete at the highest level.
Now Sasser. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And now here comes Conley leading the break. The wide open look here for Highland. Drills the baseline jumper. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And I'll tell you, the energy they've shown in the open floor, boy, it has been terrific. Doing a phenomenal job converting in those situations.
Here's Holland. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Pass to Highland. A three ball. And it's Reed pulling it down. Reed's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says.
The Pistons shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
Taking 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. So he gets them both. Minnesota with the ball. There's the three. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. But Timberwolves on top, opening up a huge gap. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Reed out there with Holland. Then there's Javonte Green. Then there's Marcus Sasser. And it's Duren in at the 5, down low. That's the group for Detroit right now. Now here's Conley. Reed with a screen for Conley. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And, well, Detroit shooting the ball at 42%. Here's Sasser. He's covered by Clark. Here's Duren. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Island against Green. Charity stripe shot, and it's in there.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Well, this is how you shut the door, right? You keep making good shots, and you build the lead.
He takes it in, and he jams it with authority.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Reed gets the bucket.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Here's Green, and the Pistons getting another bucket right there.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Reed. Down low, here's Anderson. And the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
And sometimes you forget how long Anderson is. Possessing a 7'2" wingspan, it makes him a problem inside.
Sasser, the bounce pass. Green deciding where to go with it. 6 to shoot. Here's Reed. And that one is off. Good D by Anderson. Pass to Conley. Back to Anderson. Three-pointer. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Well, a great job by Anderson there, making himself a threat off the ball.
Reed a screen. Green, the pass to Reed. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Hollins kicks to Green. Hits the target from 18 feet.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
Outside Conley. Pass to Anderson. Stan, what advice would you give to coaches that are leading a struggling team?
Well, Kevin, I think the number one thing, whether you're leading a struggling team or a team playing really well or anything in between, is to just stay consistent. Keep working on the things that you know over time make teams consistent. Go out and talk about those things day in and day out and try to get your team to focus on them. Moving the ball for the highest percentage look.
And so it's Highland who brings the ball up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Out to the wing. Pass to Anderson. And he gets the bucket.
And loving the strategy. Even though you're well ahead, you want to stay in attack mode.
Yeah, you got to keep going at them. You don't want to leave any hope for a comeback.
To the middle. Rebound by the Pistons. Reed's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Holland. He's covered by Clark. Over in the corner, Sasser. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
First team bump. At the line for 2, Sasser.
And the first one at the line is good. We all hear about AI in the workplace, and I don't mean Allen Iverson, although we could put him in the workplace. Greg, now teams are using computers to break down the action.
Yeah, able to use camera tracking to assess credit and blame, right? So maybe the little things in winning plays that went unnoticed, they won't be overlooked much anymore.
Sasser hits them both.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
And here is Conley. Outside, Reed. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got his 4th assist in this one. Harris up top. Back to Sasser. Robinson on the wing. On the wing, Thompson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Detroit, no good that time either. The Timberwolves have gone 7 of 9 from the field down the stretch here in the 4th quarter. Terrific shooting. Pass to Reed. Fires the 3. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Well, they just need to keep getting him the ball. He has been terrific this quarter.
The Pistons have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the 4th so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Thompson outside. Here's Durant. Harris outside. From past the arc. Rebound, Minnesota. Ingles with the ball. Durant brings the double team. Here's Highland. Off target from 3-point range.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Here's Sasser, covered by Conley. Durant sets the screen for Thompson. And it's good for 2.
Gotta do more than this to stop Thompson. He's used to having to fight through contact.
Outside, Reed. Back to Highland. Out to Conley. Lets it go from deep. Durant pulls it in. Durant's got his 18th rebound here tonight. All over the place. Harris outside. Thompson sets the pick for Harris. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Remarkable balance by the veteran Harris, showing he's able to take contact while shooting.
Jenkins, he's checked in for Marcus Sasser.
Team second. At the line for your Pistons, Tobias Harris, 1 shot.
There are some who will say, GA, there are too many threes being taken in today's NBA. What are your thoughts on that?
Hey, if we're cutting back on something, how about free throws? The three-point shootout is arguably the best part of All-Star Saturday, but nobody wants to watch a free throw contest.
Clark, the pass to Reed. Here's Shannon. There's the triple. Duran pulls it in.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says.
Pistons passing it around. Robinson for 3. Poke loose. Pass to Jenkins. Duran sets the screen for Jenkins. And Duran slams it in.
How much power from Jalen Duran. Goodness.
And so Conley will bring the ball up for the Timberwolves. Now, here's Reed. Back to Conley. It's stolen by Jenkins. Harris outside. Pass to Thompson. Robinson on the wing. Fader on the way. Grabs the rebound again. He hauls in his 20th rebound.
Dominating the glass.
Here's Conley. Off the mark, and the drop continues. Detroit's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Harris against Reed. Harris, bounce pass. 6 on the shot clock. Jenkins, the pass to Thompson. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson.
And the misconnection there. Fans guarding their beverages. That's a pass he'd like back for sure.
Phillips, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Bones Highland comes in for Clark. Now Conley. Will stand one expression you hear, foul baiting. Players using sneaky tricks to draw a foul.
Yeah, look, Kevin, I'm not a huge fan of that, of guys developing that as a skill. But I will say this. It only works against undisciplined defense. If defense has the discipline to stay solid and fundamental, then you're not going to get baited into those things. And a lot of times, those foul baiters end up taking bad shots.
And the first one drops. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Ingles is checked in. Both free throws good from Jenkins. Timberwolves have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Reed with a screen on Robinson. Inside. Fades. Count that as his 7th field goal, 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
Yeah, really not where you expect Reed to shoot from, but he clearly made the right choice by taking that shot.
Pass to Jenkins.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Outside Robinson. Thompson in the corner. 1:52 left in the 4th. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Joe Ingles.
Minnesota substitutions. Number 12, Kyle Anderson.
1:51 left to play in the final quarter. Jenkins the pass to Thompson. Officiating is always a hot topic among fans, Greg. That's never going to go away. And some people think the game is called too closely now.
Be careful, Kevin. We don't need any fines over here. Fans are bound to get frustrated with certain calls, but overall, I think our officials do a great job, and the game is about as fair as it can be.
Minnesota's gone over and over to the three-point shot in the fourth quarter. 4 of 9.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. You can safely say mission accomplished now for the Timberwolves.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And on the year now, tonight's impending victory will push their win total to 47.
And you know, this is a win they wanted badly, guys. They did not want to get swept in the season series.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Anthony Edwards.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Clark's checked in. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Highland. Pass to Reed. Anderson a screen on Duran. Down low. And Anderson slams it in.
Yeah, they sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
Yeah, and winning games on the road is huge, especially when you get them in such a convincing fashion.
And finished off by Anderson.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
And again, Detroit turns it over. Here's Highland. So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cookies to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll do it, folks. And for all of us here at the table, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and our terrific sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us tonight. And now, our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.